Welcome to another episode of Purpose Today. I'm your host, Dr. April Dobson, and I'm so very excited to have a very special guest on today's episode, Yirmeyah Leonard. He is a keynote speaker and the founder of Authority Asset Group. You don't want to go anywhere. This is a power-packed episode. Today we are talking about purpose-driven growth through storytelling and AI integration. And your mindset might just be impacting your growth strategy. So you don't want to go anywhere. We're going to have the opportunity to unpack how you can use the art of storytelling and how you can use AI assets and integrate those into your business processes, integrate those into your organization as a leader so that you can ensure that you continue to grow and scale. So stay right there. We're going to be back for this wonderful episode and our special guest, Yirmeyah Leonard, after these special sponsorship messages.
Dreaming of writing a book, launching a podcast, or creating a digital course? Ready to finally align your career, creativity, and impact? The Purpose Aligned Life Premium Coaching Cohort is here to help you turn purpose into reality. You'll receive tailored services, a personalized one-on-one assessment, 10 weekly group sessions, and exclusive strategy session, all for your desired transformation.
If you're interested in participating in the next cohort of the Purpose Aligned Life Premium Group Coaching Program, click on the link that's on YouTube so you can schedule your one-on-one Zoom interest consultation and learn how you can get started with accelerating the process to launch your coaching program, to author your next book, and to start your podcast. Well, we are going to jump right into it today. I am so very excited to have our special guest, Yirmeyah Leonard. Yirmeyah, so excited to have you here. Welcome to Purpose Today with Dr. April Dobson.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And I'm ready to give you guys everything you need to know when it comes to assets and digital assets and AI and everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yirmeyah. And it's such a joy to have you here today. Now, I want us to jump right into it. I know you and I have had a few conversations, and I know the value that you bring. But before we jump into that, I want to make sure that our audience knows who you are. I talked a little bit about you founding Authority Asset Group and being a keynote speaker. But, our audience might want to know more about you. So can you just share more insight on yourself with our viewers who are watching?
So pretty much, I would say this. I've been doing videos, filming for the last around 13 years. But in doing that, what has pretty much got me to the point of being a director of media, also a director in a company when I was pretty much running ads for them and stuff like that. Is 7 of those years I took in the camera, and then I learned also marketing behind the camera. So not just giving people pretty videos, giving people pretty videos with moving leads and getting them more business in the door. Because a lot of people might have a marketing company, they post pictures on Instagram or social media in general or videos, and they might not see numbers. So what I took the camera in, and I started pretty much learning real psychology behind making videos that actually get people to put intention behind a product or a service and buy from that ideal client that they want to work with. And so I've been doing that all, like I said, around 13 years now. And it's been a blessing. I've been able to work with a marketing agency for 2 years, scaled that to 7 figures. Company before that, I was working with this detailing company. I was a director of media, doing their ads and everything like that. And scaled them to 7 figures also too. And that was in like a year and some change. We're working with them. So I ended up starting my own company, Authority Asset Group. And pretty much what we do is we help really dial in and pretty much let you understand that cameras aren't your bad. I would say a lot of people get scared when they get in front of cameras, but cameras can create you assets but the context with understanding what you say to the camera and then how you build out back-end systems with the assets that you create can then move forward and really make you a lot of money or just service or help a lot of people.
That's good. That's so good. You know, you said a few things when you were talking about yourself and your experiences and your background. And one of the things that you said is, you know, people just post. They post videos on social media. And I think is one of the things that content creators, business owners, leaders in organizations, they're not always intentional, right, about what they're posting, the type of content. And you said something. You said it's important to have the right content with the videos and being able to marry those together. So what would be some advice that you would give? I think no need of us like, you know, starting slow, but let's just jump right in. What would be some advice that you would actually give and some strategies that you would give and share with leaders and business owners on how they can actually scale their companies purposefully?
So I don't know how many people get on here and tell game or hold stuff back or whatnot, but I'm gonna give you guys the most I use this strategy with a lot of my clients already. It's nothing to really gatekeep or really hide from. It's truly, you have a story, and innately that story is in you. And sometimes we forget about that story, even when we're making revenue. I work with clients that have made anywhere from 50 to 80K a month, and they forget about their story. You created this business. It's based off of your story. The founders have a mission and they have a why that's behind this business because of their story and morals and integrity and all of these things that built the company that they service or have a product with and whatnot. But the strategy that I would mainly give is that your story, you can start talking about your story now. Even if you were just starting a company or if you have already been making a certain amount of money a month, you can take your story, start implementing it. You're like literally just getting on the camera, selfie mode. If you're a founder or if you have, I don't care if you have a great salesperson, getting on the camera and talking about the mission statement, talking about why the company moves in the way it moves based off of the morals and things or mission statements. And once you start doing that, also implementing the things you use. So that can be, we do this a certain way, and this is why we do it based off of this. So as you implement your story with certain ways that you might, even implementing AI or doing certain things with AI, or even, let's just give a real deal example. If let's say you're a car detailer or a lawyer or something like that, but this company has your backing, your thought process, obviously, because you're the founder. You implement your story. Then after that, you have every Monday, we look at sheets or look at something every Monday as a team. Tell the people why you look at that every Monday and why was it built like that. And so you put these things and you start making content based off of this, just telling people what you do. Now, this is just educational content technically, but it's also entertaining to the viewer. Now, since it's in very much a story form, and I would say if you want to keep it on the phone, which a lot of people do, is that it's going to be very organic, very straight to the point. What's going to happen over time, let's say you make 30 pieces of content over time. Let's say you only got 100 followers on let's just be real deal. A lot of business pages don't have a lot of followers. Usually the founder might have a lot of followers probably, or even probably not. But the whole point is you start making this content. Once you start making this content, and you start building this content up, what's going to happen is that you're going to see something spike. You're going to, and this is not the gimmicks of, hook, story, offer. You hear, and I don't want to say that's a gimmick, but a lot of people follow hook, story, offer. And it helps a lot of people out. But what I want you to do is just naturally get on the camera and start working how to talk on camera before you even worry about a hook, story, offer. And then from there, once you start making 30 pieces of content, something's going to spike over 1,000 views. Once you get that post that spikes over 1,000 views, if you have 100 followers, you're talking to the right person. And what I mean by that is that the algorithm is based off of interest. So every algorithm, whether there's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, it's all interest-based platforms. And with it being interest-based platforms, somebody's interested in your story. And since you've been talking about that story based off of the content, then what you're going to see is you're going to see people starting to do what? Watch. That doesn't mean that you stop just because you got low view counts. You might be having 500 people view, but that might be the right 500 people. So don't let your low views impact how your psychology and how you're thinking just because nobody's seeing you. If you had 500 people right in front of you in your office, I guarantee you would feel nervous. So it's just, I believe people really have to understand that your story can impact people. And when you start consistently telling your story while you're building your company, what's going to happen eventually is that you will see a following happen. Once that following happens or certain spikes, that's when you can dial in on data and start understanding data. And we can go in there. That's a whole nother subject, but it's understanding data. I'll leave y'all with that first part is just starting with telling your story on the camera, whether that might be the founder, whether that might be the best salesperson because they've been with the founder a long time and they understand that process. So really starting there. And then from there, then it goes into a process of building systems and processes and everything like that.
Okay. You just share a lot of wisdom, and I hope people who are watching this are taking notes. And if they're not taking notes, I encourage them to pull out a notepad, pull out an iPad, something that they can take notes on, because you are dropping gems. You said something, and I want us to, to peel back the layers a little bit on that, because you talked about, being able to, tell your story. And, I'm sure people are familiar with, telling the story, and you use an example of talking about why you actually do what you're doing and not just sharing that you're doing something in particular. But I want to go back to telling a story. And I see sort of both sides, right? I see some business owners, some content creators, stick solely focused on, whatever it is that they sell or whatever service they provide, and they make all of their content focused on that. And then I see some people, you kind of see like all of their life, right? And those are more content creators than anything else. But sometimes you see it with business owners. So you see everything. What would you recommend? This is your field of expertise. Do you recommend that business owners make it a point to allow people to see both sides of their life, see the business side, see their personal side with their family, things that they're doing personally? What would you suggest that they do if they're on the fence about what type of content and what type of story they should actually be showing?
So that's a great question. And recently, I don't know if it was not Bill Gates. Who's the owner of Amazon? What's his name?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, yeah, Jeff Bezos. He just posted a picture recently of he's getting more fit. He was just posting like a regular picture. But there was somebody, I watched this video the other day, and this goes right into this, is that a lot of even the high up like people, the owners and founders of these big companies, they're starting to understand that people are buying into people now because of trust. And they want to see more of owner go out there and really be a little bit more personable. We all know Elon Musk. To be truly honest, Elon Musk before hear anything about Tesla. Yeah, I just heard Elon Musk became a trillionaire just the other day. With that being said, there's more in the news about Elon than there is about Tesla. And what I mean about that is that people are prone to wanting to know the good, the bad, the ins and the outs of a person more than they want to know the goods and the bads and the ins and outs of a company. Now, I'm not saying neglect the company. What I am saying is that there's never a good, to me, there is never a good balance. But what I am saying is that there is a certain amount of content you should be pushing out when it comes to a founder, and then also comes to the company that the founder created. When I was working in the agency, what we used to do is now have I do my own thing, and I have people that work with me and contractors and stuff. But when I was working with the agency, how we grew that to 7 figures, just to be truly honest, was we was posting two vlogs a week for the founder. So we would do these walk and talks, we would do these business trips and everything like this for the founder. And then we'll have about 60 short form pieces of content or 50 for short form pieces of content. Not saying you got to do that much, but we was having this short form pieces of content also being posted. Now on the flip side, that same week, we was also posting 2 vlogs for the company because we had internal people working. So we wanted people to feel the business. And then you would see the founder in that content too. So they would, the customers and the clients, they would marry not just the founder, they would also marry the people that were actually working in the business, that was actually doing the websites, doing the girls that was doing the social media, me when I was doing the video. So we have all these different personalities, but we're all working as one. But they would marry, when they see the ads though, when we were running ads and the organic content, they would see the founder first. The founder would talk about, yo, today we're in the office, we're actually going to be heading out to a client, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll see me behind the camera. You'll see this other girl on a laptop and everything like that. So you're seeing the business, but you're also seeing the founder work in the business. And I think that's what people really want to see in this trust market that we're in. They're tired of seeing like just a logo and they're just pushing out content. In today's world, we don't even know if it's just influencer AI content that's just talking about a company. So it's just like, it might be fake AI content that's acting as if they do have employees. And so now I believe if you have a company, if you have real employees in-house, you should definitely be getting founder-driven personal branding content. And then also employees, if they want to get on camera and they're happy to get on camera, really support the company because they love the morals and everything that the company's built off of, based off of what the founder has came and really, I would say, projected his mindset into this company. So it's like all of this working as an oiled machine. And when you start getting these visuals and you start getting these back-end systems built off of that, what you start to see is that a plethora amount of people love they love something that they can follow, something that they can be a part of. And that's where you start to really see numbers move and whatnot. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. I really appreciate you sharing that. That is so helpful. You talked about, how we're really in like a time of trust. People want to trust. They want to be able to trust companies. They want to be able to trust people within a company. They want to be able to trust the founder. And so having the behind the scenes, having all of these things visible so that people can see, hey, this is a real company. These are real, staff. This is a real CEO and founder. And this isn't just AI creating content. So that was really good. And so I think it gives, clear insight to anyone who is watching this on what they should be doing when they're thinking about their business or thinking about growing their company. Now, I want to also make sure that we have an opportunity to talk about some common mistakes, right? So what would be some common mistakes that you see that business owners and entrepreneurs specifically are making that is detrimental to the success of their business?
The biggest thing I would see off back is AI. And the reason why I'm saying this is not in a bad way, but right now we're in a market where all you see, if you're entrepreneurs or if you're looking up any business stuff right now, you're seeing Claude this, ChatGPT this, this, AI. I use AI a lot myself. And I believe companies right now, they should definitely be using AI in the terms of truly uplifting their actual employees. The thing is about these AIs, and yeah, you can get to the point of having AI agents. You can get AI to build out all of this and run all of this. But AI hasn't mimicked emotions yet. AI hasn't mimicked, to me, creativity to the point where you can tell an AI to be like, oh, I want you to build out a whole video system, or I want you to build out a whole creative dashboard based off of my actual intellectual mindset and the way I've been creative in the last three years. Only way you can technically try to do that is putting all the data you built out in the company over time into the AI or building out AI for that. And that's, I'm gonna lie, you can do that. But right now, you have people that are forgetting that one post from a human being right now is getting more traffic than 300 posts from fake AI influencers. So it's like you can't, that's the thing when it comes down to like me and I'm telling my clients, or I'm telling people in general, it's like, if you have employees or if you have don't neglect the fact that you can still be you while working with AI. So don't really go too head over heels when it comes down to leaving out the human nature of you getting on camera and actually being human and giving your opinion on something and giving your objective on how you feel about something and whatnot. And I believe people are so quick to go look at AI that it's like, yo, where's your critical thinking? Where's your critical thinking on really like, okay, this is how I feel, this is what it is, and post that. Then post AI. They like go to the brain that really made AI, because we got to understand that every AI has been made by its man-made technology. So
Right.
I believe the divine intelligence of a human being is way more powerful than the AI that is being, I'm gonna be honest, it's a whole bunch of AI jargon and slop with AI influencers that are just driven by a machine.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I think a lot of people are getting on the AI wave or AI bandwagon without using the right approach. I love what you said, about human intelligence. There is just something that AI cannot duplicate, right? And to be able to continue to think critically, right? Think strategically and have the emotion that is necessary. I know a lot of companies are making the mistake of replacing staff with AI. It is a grave mistake. I talked in a prior episode with Dr. Iyanu Odebade about this and how organizations should be using AI as a force multiplier, not as something to replace their workforce. And so knowing how certain AI tools work and being able to use those and maximize those tools, that's the direction that organizations should be going in. They shouldn't be, and even business owners, they shouldn't be replacing themselves with AI. They should be augmenting their efforts with AI. So I want to talk about that, and I want to get into that, more, because a lot of leaders aren't really sure of the appropriate way to integrate AI. Many of them are still making the mistake where they're trying to replace staff with AI. So I just want to hear from you, from your perspective and in your industry, about specifically how leaders and entrepreneurs should be approaching integrating AI, and what's your school of thought?
Yeah, so pretty much, I actually just got off the call before. One of my clients, he does funding for businesses and whatnot. And I was telling, he had asked me about OpenClaw. And OpenClaw is, that's an AI that can just pretty much take over your whole computer and pretty much do tasks for you while you're either gone or you're away or stuff like that. Claude can do something a little bit like that too, or a lot like that. A lot of these AIs have the ability to really like move and do tasks and whatnot. And I think where you can implement AI right now is to maintain physical tasks that you would probably have, like, I'm gonna be honest, that a human could be spending better on creativity or critical thinking. These mundane tasks can be definitely took over by AI and really push and give more freedom back to the business, so we can be more critical about the things that really matter. The journey of a customer.
Yes.
Let's spend time more on that. Also, the understanding the customer to the T. A lot of us just have an onboarding process that's just, let's get them on board and let's get to the point, but not truly asking a plethora of questions to get to know where this business owner is really, or this client is trying or wanting to be. But we just have AI just doing what? All right, you send over a PDF, answer all these questions, boom, boom. It might be only 10 questions and it gets to there. Or it should be a human taking that place and being like, yo, how do you really feel about 3 to 5 years from now if we were to implement this into your business? And the humans actually asking all of those questions. So I believe like there's a way and there's a method of doing that. But to me, I think the biggest way is the mundane task of getting people on the calendar, these checking emails that, a lot of people don't like opening up a lot of apps. You can actually build out a whole dashboard that can handle all of these things that you might be opening up. That's how we could build an AI backend system for just that. So every employer or even if you're a founder, would just you and a couple people under you. You can simply just build out a dashboard and you have everything in one touch. I actually have that for myself, a whole command center where I don't actually need to be on any other Gmail, Google. I built out this whole dashboard just for myself, but it was all built with AIs. And I got 5 AI agents in it that works, has a lead finder, has all these type of things. But on the flip side, I do love the what. I cannot forget about the human touch. The human touch will never be forgotten about. That is the main thing that has even gotten AI, because it's trying to mimic the human touch or the divine knowledge that we have. When, to me, I believe you can't replace that, because it will take a type of conscience that's quantum computing and probably a little bit way more than that, than to be able to really understand how we can really bring emotion and bring creativity and bring an intelligence that's really, like we will always say, is godlike. And you can't, I don't believe we can replace that anytime.
We can't. And we know that humans are created.
I can't hear you still.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Can you hear me now? Okay, you still can't hear me. Okay, so I'm going to work on my mic. What about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, how about now? So I really like what you said when you said about how we have creativity and how it's godlike. And I love the way that you worded that, because we're created in the image and likeness of God. And AI is really just a download of information that humans have programmed into, whatever the AI platform or the AI tool is. And we have the ability as humans to, use our creativity and continue to make different things. And AI is just limited to however it is programmed. So I love you using that as an example. And so we can't abdicate our critical thinking, our creativity. We can't abdicate that to AI. We can use AI to, as you said, get rid of some of the mundane things that we, do on a day-to-day basis as humans. And we can also use it to really streamline and save time, right? You can be more efficient with AI so that you can use your creativity and your strategic thinking elsewhere. So I absolutely love that. And as we're talking about creativity, strategic thinking, and we continue this growth path, I also, want us to talk about purpose, because I believe that, it's important for us to remain creative. I also know that God created each and every person for a purpose. So I just want to hear from you on your perspective on, I know we didn't plan this, but I want to hear from you, your perspective on purpose and creativity in our lives and how it really makes an impact in our life and in our businesses, since we're focusing a lot of this discussion on leadership and entrepreneurship.
I believe people, and this is just an honest answer, are highly distracted about who they are internally. I believe even sometimes business owners might lose their purpose based off of trying to hit numbers and quotas. I also believe that when you have a purpose, that purpose comes with a story. If you understand that your purpose was given to you and you have to move on it, it reminds me of this scene in the last Michael Jackson movie that just came out. He was in the pool and he was like, if I don't come out with this song, Prince gonna come out with this song. He said something like, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like that. And Michael understood his purpose. And you sometimes in your purpose, you'll get these ideas. You could be in the shower, you could be driving, you could be with a friend, family member, and you just be walking and something just comes up. I guarantee you that idea is a part of your purpose. And so it fuels you that your purpose is like, oh, like mine's this video. I'll be video and AI and all that stuff. That's my purpose, is to really service my clients and get other people to understand it better, but then also service and help them to build out things and whatnot. But I might have an idea where I'll build out a whole back-end system, then I'll start talking about me building it out. When that idea comes in my head, it gets me to do what? First of all, it's creativity. That's the biggest part. And then the next thing is the execution part. Right when I get to the execution part, that's when I start implementing AI and helping that ideal, that creativity become an actual physical, whether it's digital or whether it's a product or service that's really right in front of me and it's physical. This is how your purpose is so driven in your mindset. When you understand it, when you lock in on it and you understand everything that comes with it, it is literally the biggest part of understanding who you are as a human. And if you are out there trying to find your purpose, or if you're a business owner and you probably thought you've lost your purpose, that means one thing to me, and I'm going to say this very honestly, is that you need to pull back. And you need to go inwardly instead of trying to push everything outward.
Yes.
And that is where your purpose is like a remembering. And that remembering is technically going to help not just you. It's going to help the future, because as you remember your purpose, you're going to dial in to help more people. It's just, we're God-given, so it's just, we're going to multiply. But just make sure you're not multiplying the wrong thing.
So good. Yeah. So good. Yirmeyah, you said so many wonderful things that I just want us to kind of rewind a little bit. You talked about how oftentimes the ideas that we have, it's tied to our purpose. And I know there have been many times that I've shared, with viewers, how important it is to act on those deep desires that they have, to act on the ideas, because God gives us the desires of our heart. So if we have something that God has inspired us to do, there's something that's creative, there's an idea that we have, acting on that idea now allows us to be able to not only make an impact in our community, in our world, those around us, but it allows us to be able to understand more and really fulfill our purpose more, because we're taking action on those desires that God has placed in our heart. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I really, really, truly, truly just can't say thank you enough for telling everyone that if they feel like they're out of alignment with their purpose, or they feel like they've lost their purpose, is not about finding it. It's about remembering it. Our purpose is not something that we find. It's something that we remember. It's something that is revealed to us. And I'm so grateful that you said, go back. Go back. Stop trying to do all of the outward things and go back inwardly. We have to take that time with God. We have to go back to the place, where He can reveal to us what it is that we're supposed to be doing, the direction that we're supposed to be going in. I keep thinking about the scripture in Proverbs that says, many are plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. And I don't know why I want to say this right now, but so many times people are frustrated because they're trying to do something and it's not working. They're working to do something and the door is closed, and they're trying to call it the devil, and it's not the devil. It is misalignment with their purpose. God is trying to get them back aligned with their purpose, because again, the scripture says many are the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. So if there's someone who's viewing and you're watching and you are out of alignment, you've gotten away from your purpose, as Yirmeyah has just said, then you need to pause, Stop trying to do all the outward things. Stop trying to produce all the things and go back. Go back to what God revealed to you. Go back to God. Go back to your creator. Because ultimately, if you keep trying to do something that's not working, you're probably misaligned. So wow, and wow. Thank you, Yirmeyah. In the way of alignment, you're welcome. I know that you are helping so many leaders, so many entrepreneurs through Authority Asset Group. Tell us a little bit more about how specifically, you talked a little bit about it, how someone who's watching, how they could get started, and what's really the starting point when they reach out to you to talk about growing and scaling.
So pretty much, all you do is you hit a link, which is or follow. Get this link, and then you just go on it. You're gonna see a video of like this AI video I made. You're gonna be like, is AI and is real people there? But then you're also gonna see me break down another video. There's 2 videos on there. You're gonna like 15-minute video of me breaking down a system that we use. But really, when you get on a call with me, how it looks is, and this is really dialing in, I'm just gonna be truly honest with you, it goes back into understanding you as a founder, as a person that has a story. We get on a call. Once we get on a call, I also send you over a worksheet. That worksheet, I'm not gonna lie, this is something that we work together, and we also figure out, where are you? Where's your mentality? Are you ready to transform? I had to stop working with a lot of people because at the end of the day, I was helping people transform and they weren't ready to transform. So they started hurting other people. And in doing that, that means I had to sit back and do what? I had to inwardly work on me to make sure that I'm just not working with anybody. So the biggest part is that Authority Asset Group is the main thing is we believe in, first of all, you're an asset. You're not depreciating value. God has made you. The soul is an asset. Second of all, that asset has what? The ability to multiply. Now, how you have the ability to multiply through what? Your purpose, your God-given talent, your gift. So we take that and we understand you more with that. Once we understand you more with that, whether you're making 50, whether you're making 70, whether you're making 10,000, whatever you're making a month, whatever the numbers are, we look at all those numbers with you and we ask you questions on, okay, where are you headed? Where you want to be? Then what we do is we start building out assets, whether that's, I'm going to be honest with you, building out a website that's talking directly to the avatar that you need to be talking to based off of your story, who you are as a client and who you are as a founder of a company. We want to understand everything about you. We don't look at ourselves as a company that's giving you just a DFY, a done for you. We do a done with you with a done for you, because if you're working with us, this process won't be just a 90-day program. No, we don't give you no videos to go watch either. This is something that we're walking and handing down the yellow brick road with you. Because at the end of the day, right now, if you're working with us, we believe like you're not just believing in us because of, you see all this content, you see everything you need to see because you trust us now. We believe that we need to trust in you too. Because if we transform you, we want you to be getting up on stages, getting on more opportunities, more podcasts, more anything that might you see yourself as in the future. We're going to be painting that road. And once we get to the point of understanding you more, we create these assets. And that assets, like I said, might be video assets, might be website assets, and it also might be funnels and things like this. But it's all based around who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, and how your company is moving. And we help you simplify that truly by making you the authoritative figure in your industry based off of who you are.
This is so good. So good. Now, you said something from the offset, about ensuring that people are ready for transformation. How does someone know that they are positioned for transformation and they are ready to work with Authority Asset Group?
How someone truly knows, and I've had this asked multiple times, is because I speak on that a lot. I say, like, you have to be ready to transform. You got to be ready to transform. How you are truly ready to transform is that you've already done some work. And what I mean by that is you're already posting. You're already making a certain amount of probably financing and the money or monetary value based on your company. You're already doing the things that you need to be doing just to get your message out there. And in doing that, you're probably in chaos right now. And what I mean by that is that, like I said earlier, you might be having all of these AIs. You might be having a landing page that's not truly converting, but it's converting something. You might be posting videos, but you're talking to your right audience, but you're not talking to people that might be converting because you're talking to them the wrong way. Or you might be converting through email a little bit, but it's not where you want it to go and whatnot. I like to paint us like this. If you go to Porsche, let's just say you see a 911 or you see a GT3 on the road or you see a nice Lamborghini, you look at that car and you see every other car on the road and you're like, okay, that's a different car and that's quality. Then after that, you go into the dealership to see that car, which one it is, and you're like, okay, that's a nice Porsche. I'm here. I can sit in it. Then you ended up buying that car. Before you bought it, though, the customer service that Porsche had to get you in that car, they were quality. They offered you champagne or they offered you water or stuff like that. Then after you drove it, you had to get your first maintenance. And the maintenance, they was like, oh, yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it. They love seeing you when you come in. The whole customer service journey of just the maintenance alone was quality. So the client journey is what we pride ourselves in. Is the first time somebody sees you to when they are making either monthly payments, if you have a subscription or if you have a service or if you have a product, the whole point is once they start to pay you to do something for them or you have a product, we want to make sure that whole entire journey and process is driven by the biggest two things, which is either more reach with ads or your story with content, with context that is driving people to understand you more and interested in seeing you more as the authoritative figure in what you do.
That's so good. So I want to really ensure that viewers who are watching, they're clear. So if they want to get started, what's their very first step that they need to take?
Click that link. Get on the call with me. And let me scold you with a whole bunch of questions.
All right, fantastic. Now, if viewers want to connect with you, what would be the best way for them to do so?
I'm everywhere. You can go on any platform. I would say Instagram. I'm on Instagram the most, but I'm on every platform. I don't even care if you're on Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest. You can look me up. I'm on TikTok. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on even platforms that just came out with recent social media platforms. I've tried to be on a lot of just because you just never know where the crowd is going and whatnot. But I'm on most all platforms, so you can find me. But mainly I'm on Instagram. So if you have Instagram, hit me up there. But I'm on everywhere.
Fantastic. And then, is there something else maybe that we haven't talked about today that you want to add?
Your imagination is catching up with the remembering of who you truly are. If you're imagining more money, if you're imagining more time with your family, all of these things that you're imagining and that you see in your head, they're technically already there. You just have to dial in on remembering who you are because you have just got a little bit off path, or maybe a lot off path. But dialing back to what we had said earlier is you need to go inwardly. And if you start going inwardly, you will start to see that imagination become a reality.
That's good. That's so good. Now, Yirmeyah, I'm going to take this moment because we probably have some people who are watching who are believers and they're like, what are you talking about? It's heresy. But biblically, the Bible says, greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. So if you have the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, you have Christ on the inside of you, then you need to go inwardly, right? You need to be praying, right? But if God lives on the inside of you, the Holy Spirit, we know that there was a comforter that was left for us to reside on the inside of us. And so that is why you need to go inwardly, go to God. He's everywhere and he's inside of you. So that is why you need to go inwardly. So there's people who are watching, you're like, wait a minute, why are you telling me to go inward?
Facts.
Go back to your Bible. Greater is he who is in you than he that is in the world. So if you have the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, you have an intercessor interceding on your behalf between you and God, between you and heaven. And we know that in Matthew chapter 6, it talks about seeking first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and then everything else is added. Your life has to align. You have to be aligned with purpose. If you are expecting to have everything that we needed for life and godliness, God put it here first and then put us here, right?
Yep.
So it's about, as Yirmeyah said, remembering the real you. And so that is why you have to go inward. Yirmeyah, this is amazing. This is wonderful. I have the link for people to get started on the screen. Your Instagram and LinkedIn, that'll be on the screen in just a moment. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of Purpose Today with Dr. April Dobson and our very special guest, Yirmeyah Leonard, who has been so phenomenal. Yirmeyah, I'm so grateful that you joined us on today. And I know we're at the end of our time. There's more I'm sure that we could talk about. But as we are closing today, viewers can view your link so that they can book with you and they can connect with you on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And so as we're closing out today, I know you added, something else that you wanted to add, but if there's one final piece of advice that you could leave with our viewers today, what's the final advice or insight that you would give to our viewers before we close out?
Nothing can take the divine power that we have been blessed with as humans. Don't underestimate truly who you are, because we have been blessed truly. And it goes back to say this one more time. We've been blessed truly inwardly to create a power. And it's already in us. To move the masses, to be able to service how many people we want to service and help how many people we want to help. But you have to start now. Get rid of the distractions and start really dialing in on you. The time is now.
That's good. Thank you so much, Yirmeyah. It has been such a joy to have you on Purpose Today with Dr. April Dobson. Thank you to all of our viewers who are watching. This has just been an absolute joy, and we invite you to tune in to another episode of Purpose Today with Dr. April Dobson. We'll have one final promotional video as we close out, but I invite you to go back and watch the replay again, even if you were here live. And there's something else that you're going to probably see as we've talked about purpose-driven growth through storytelling and integration. And I want you to evaluate how your mindset is impacting your growth, your personal growth, the growth of your company, the growth of your business. And I want to encourage you to live purposeful today and every day. Thank you again, Yirmeyah. We'll talk back soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dreaming of writing a book, launching a podcast, or creating a digital course? Ready to finally align your career, creativity, and impact? The Purpose Aligned Life Premium Coaching Cohort is here to help you turn purpose into reality. You'll receive tailored services, a personalized one-on-one assessment, 10 weekly group sessions, and exclusive strategy session, all for your desired transformation.